Hello everyone, this is Mehak and today we have Sudhanshu sir from MBA Litmus with us. And sir, how are you?
I am doing absolutely fantastic. Thank you for having me here, and it feels absolutely amazing. And let's have a great conversation.
Okay, so we are here with Sudhanshu sir today because we want to address the questions that are most by the students and the MBA or CAT aspirants. So, sir, before that, I just want to know a bit about you.
Okay.
Can you please tell us a bit about you?
Okay, so you know me. My name is Sudhanshu. I am an alumnus of IIM Lucknow, and over the last 10 years, I have been part of several great organizations like Bharti Airtel, Reliance Industries, Aditya Birla Group, and now also one of the co-founders at MBA Litmus, wherein we are training more than 2,000 students every year. Across different domains, wherein we have CAT, ZAT, NMAT, SNAP, and also placement preparation, case competitions at B schools, and summers and final placements as well. So that is something which we are doing as a team, and so far very happy to be a part of MBA Litmus and helping the students out in the most personalized manner.
Okay, that's great. So, let's start with the questions that are really concerning to the CAT students. So, first question जो कि बहुत asked भी है and it is quite famous question nowadays. Is MBA relevant in 2026?
Okay. See, I have done my MBA. So I will certainly have some biases around it. But I think it has really helped me. Okay, so if you actually look at my journey and the journey of more than 12,000 people who have been, my students who have, who I have been a part of their journey, I think it is relevant for people who are looking to grow in the field of corporate, who are wanting to take up senior management roles, people who are looking to switch their careers, people who want to explore their horizons. For example, let's say somebody is in a technical domain but wants to explore marketing. Would you give them a job? Or is Zerodha going to give them a job? Just to point it out. So the idea is that somebody wants a job in marketing and is working in technical domain. Nobody is actually going to bother giving him a job in marketing. Somebody who wants to become an investment banker, right? Should that person absolutely give up on their aspirations? So MBA effectively gives them the opportunity so that if they can upgrade themselves, if they can study those domains, they can still make a switch from technical domain. Another important element is I do not believe that Zerodha's co-founder is correct or incorrect. I believe everybody has their own journeys. In most of our cases, the decisions till graduation are taken by our parents. So we typically do not take those decisions. है ना? तो जब हम ग्रेजुएशन कर लेते हैं तब हमको थोड़ी सी समझ आती है कि अभी हमें आगे क्या करना चाहिए. By the time I think हम एक career path already चुन चुके हैं. We have already chosen a career path. What if I want to change it? What if I'm not happy about it? I think MBA is the only space to go. And second, inside India, if I am, I've done a graduation, I am not getting opportunities as I should because these programs do not make me job ready. I think the only good program which makes us job ready is an MBA program wherein you are learning from, industry experts, you are, learning from the best academicians and in a cohort where you are learning from each other also. There is nothing that substitutes an MBA, and that's the reason why I believe companies are willing to pay 25, 30, 35 lakh rupees also. मतलब market में there are people who are not willing to pay, let's say 15,000 also, and the same company is paying 25 lakhs to a candidate also, right? You see the disparity, and that is basically why I believe MBA becomes relevant.
Okay. सो आपका स्टैंड तो बिल्कुल क्लियर है कि MBA रेलेवेंट है 2026 में भी. सर, इसके साथ ही एक क्वेश्चन ये भी आता है कि व्हेन इज द राइट टाइम टू स्टार्ट द प्रिपरेशन फॉर कैट और एनी MBA एग्जाम सो फार?
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जितना कंपेटिटिव होता जा रहा है और जितना अनप्रेडिक्टेबल होता जा रहा है, पिछले जन्म में स्टार्ट करना इज अ बेटर आइडिया. कि अगर आप फॉर एग्जांपल लेट्स से इस जन्म में कैट करना चाहते हैं तो पिछले जन्म में आपको स्टार्ट करना चाहिए. बट जोक्स अपार्ट, I think, for example, इसका कोई सही टाइम नहीं है. I don't believe that there is a right time to start. आप जितना अर्ली करोगे आपको लाइफ में फाइनेंशियली इंडिपेंडेंट होने में उतना फॉर एग्जांपल यू विल हैव दैट एडवांटेज कि आप उतना जल्दी फाइनेंशियली इंडिपेंडेंट हो सकते हो. you know, a lot of people I know have done it at 24, graduated at 26, went in at 25, graduated at 27. I went in at 23, graduated at the age of 25. The way I look at it is everybody has their own journeys. अगर आप MBA करना चाहते हैं तो I believe आप कर सकते हैं even at 24, but I think 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 is still okay. उसके बाद 28, 29, 30, 31 थोड़ा सा लेट हो जाता है in terms of achieving your aspirations, because an MBA typically comes with some level of liability also. तो बेसिकली आपका पे बैक पीरियड अगर लेट्स से 3 to 4 years होता है, तो अगर आप 26 पे निकलते हो तो आप लेट्स से बाय 30 आप इंडिपेंडेंट हो जाते हो. कोई 29 पे जाता है तो वो 33, 34 पे इंडिपेंडेंट होता है. तो अगर वो चीज़ किसी के लिए प्रॉब्लम नहीं है तो 29 भी सही है.
ओके, दैट्स ग्रेट. सो सर उसके साथ साथ दिस इज अ कॉन्ट्रोवर्शियल क्वेश्चन, बट मे बी आपके अकॉर्डिंगली कितना टाइम रिक्वायर्ड है एक स्टूडेंट को 100 परसेंटाइल स्कोर करने के लिए और 99 अबव परसेंटाइल स्कोर करने के लिए?
आई थिंक 100 परसेंटाइल में थोड़ा सा लक भी इन्वॉल्व है, बट 99 डेफिनेटली स्टूडेंट अचीव कर सकता है अगर एक 10 मंथ्स का साइकिल वो अच्छे से करे. आई थिंक जो प्राइमरी प्रॉब्लम आती है महक प्रिपरेशन के दौरान, जो आई एम श्योर हम सब ने एक्सपीरियंस किया है, दैट इज कंसिस्टेंसी. ठीक है, वो कंसिस्टेंसी नहीं बन पाती. कभी दोस्तों के साथ जाना होता है, कभी फैमिली के साथ कहीं घूमने जाना होता है, कभी ट्रैक पे जाना होता है, कभी पढ़ाई करने का मन नहीं कर रहा. तो वो कंसिस्टेंसी ही प्राइमरीली एक्चुअली आपकी टाइम कंट्रीब्यूशन है उसको डिफाइन करता है. अगर आप लेट्स से 10 मंथ्स कंसिस्टेंटली करें तो आप बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्म कर सकते हैं. आप इवन 7-8 मंथ्स भी अगर आप बहुत अच्छे से करते हैं तो आप 99 परसेंटाइल ला सकते हैं. आई बिलीव एनीबडी कैन डू इट इन 1 year, बट व्हाट इज इंपॉर्टेंट इज कंसिस्टेंसी. आप 7 दिन का खाना एक दिन में नहीं खाते हो, आप 7 दिन में थोड़ा थोड़ा करके खाते हो, वो सबसे ज़रूरी है. तो अगर वो हम सही से करें तो आई थिंक वी आर एब्सोल्युटली फाइन.
Okay, that's great. So let's have just the question about MBA Litmus as well. आपने सर इतना कुछ like अपने बारे में बताया and अपनी thought process आपने बताया क्या है. So we want to know more about the MBA Litmus also.
Sure.
What is the philosophy of MBA Litmus?
The philosophy of MBA Litmus, as well as all the mentors that we have, is to effectively help out students at a one-on-one level. Okay. And we are trying to do it as much as we can. Effectively, there are a lot of elements that we are, doing right now to help out students. Okay. So if I effectively talk about the philosophy is very simple. Okay. One element is where you have classroom programs going on. At the same time, there is, a process. So this year, for example, if I give you example for CAT 26, wherein what we are doing is we are effectively every 2 weeks, like every fortnightly, we are connecting with students. Last year what we realized was that what we were doing is we were doing counseling at a need basis. Wherever a student requires our help, they connect with us and they get a guidance. Many a times what happens is that if let's say there is a student who's a shy student, that person may not reach out to us, right? But what we have done this year is we are reaching out to them. Okay. Right. If mountain cannot come to Muhammad must go to the mountain. So this year we are reaching out to them. We are connecting with them. We have defined the checkpoints, saying that in 2 weeks this is what you should have done. In the next 2 weeks this is what you should have done. And then we are connecting with them, understanding where are they facing difficulties. Also nudging and pushing is important. Because sometimes you start getting relaxed कि भाई ठीक है अभी तो बहुत टाइम है, 9 महीना बचा हुआ है, हम आराम से कर लेंगे. बट द पॉइंट इज कि आप टाइम वेस्ट करते चले जाते हो और वो गिल्ट में कन्वर्ट होने लगता है. ठीक है, you start feeling guilty about not preparing. So what we are doing is connecting with them at a fortnightly level, understanding where they are with respect to the defined checkpoints, helping them curate the plan for the next 2 weeks, and also understanding the queries, solving their queries and difficulties, so that not only do they feel that we care about their preparation, but also they believe that there is somebody who's standing with me. ठीक है. So I think that is something which is very important. We are great fans of Sachin Tendulkar. Sachin Tendulkar अगर आपके सामने खड़ा है तो चाहे कोई भी बैट्समैन हो उसको रहता है कि यार ये संभाल लेगा. ठीक है. तो I think we are effectively trying to stand with them and in my view, the biggest problem that a student faces is lack of accountability. हमारे जो घर वाले पेरेंट्स हैं वो 10th तक पूछते हैं, 12th तक पूछते हैं, पर उसके बाद वो पूछना इसलिए बंद कर देते हैं क्योंकि शायद वो डोमेन उनके अंडरस्टैंडिंग से बाहर है. तो in that case it becomes our responsibility to ask them, nudge them, push them कि वो अपना अपना बेस्ट दें एंड इफेक्टिवली ट्रैक पे रहें. एक इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ जो मैंने कहीं पे पढ़ी थी एंड दैट वाज कि जो डिलेड ट्रेन है वो भी अपनी जर्नी तक पहुंच जाती है, लेकिन जो डिरेल्ड है वो कभी नहीं पहुंचती. और हमारा काम, हमारी फिलॉसफी ये है कि हम लोगों को बस ट्रैक पे रखें, बाकी लोग खुद समझदार हैं. अगर वो प्रॉपरली फॉलो करेंगे दे विल एब्सोल्युटली कन्वर्ट इट.
Okay, that's great, and I totally get your point. क्योंकि being a student for me also attention is highly required by the instructor, and अगर वहाँ पे attention है instructor का on a student, so I think that will definitely help bridging the gap of offline and the online education platform. With that, I feel faculty members are also an important factor for students. So with that, I want to know who all are the faculty members in MBA Litmus.
Okay, so I take QA. I have been doing QA for more than 12 years. So quants is something which I do. I also do DILR anatomy. What do I mean by DILR anatomy is basically doing the basics of DILR. For example, let's say helping students understand what are the different varieties of DILR. How do you start solving the DILR, right? So basically helping them take the baby steps. So I do that. Then there is Himanshu. Himanshu is in an IT Bombay alum, and he effectively helps students with advanced DILR. So he basically helps them solve mixed type of problems and effectively comes in with a lot of application mindset, right? He has also a 99.63 in DILR. Then for VARC, again we have Sonal ma'am, who is again a VARC expert. She's again an IIM Lucknow alum. So if we look at the cohort that we have, we are basically alums of the top B schools who are effectively helping students gain a perspective of how to prepare from our own journeys and from the journeys of more than 12,000 students that we have helped prepare over the last 10 years. And aside that, we also have a lot of amazing mentors. So if I look at the overall cohort, right, it's a big cohort. If I talk about the GDPI program that we do, we have Ayush Burman, who's an IIM Indore alum. There is Archit, who's a FMS alum. Inside our mentorship team, we also have Pranav, who's an SIBM alum, who's a 99.91 percentiler in QA. We have a lot of people from the different top B schools who are effectively involved. So we have a team from IIM Calcutta, XLRI and FMS involved in creating mocks, creating content, creating assignments at the daily level. So far, basically, to summarize, we are a team of people who've been there, done that. We are effectively helping people understand not just from our own lens, but from the lens of all the mentors, all the students we have trained to effectively help students achieve their dreams.
Okay. Thank you so much for providing the insights about the MBA Litmus. Sir, in the end, I want to know a bit about your CAT journey also. How has it been?
Okay, so my CAT journey was a very interesting one. In fact, I started training for quants even before I actually gave my CAT examination. This was back in 2014. I always loved quants. And I used to train students inside my college, inside my graduation college also, for placement preparation. After which I started training at a couple of CAT institutes, and around 2014 and 15 I was doing that. And at that point in time, I learned at one of the institutions that if you haven't taken CAT yourself, you can't teach, right? So I was told that you should also prepare for CAT first, and then you should start helping students. That was actually my first motivation to start preparing for CAT. In fact, I did not have any clue of doing an MBA. I was actually not sure of doing an MBA. That is how I started doing my CAT preparation. कि भाई मेरे को अच्छा स्कोर लाना पड़ेगा, तभी I am going to get an opportunity to teach people. That was my motivation. My only motivation was to get a good score, not to get inside a college or anything. वो तो मुझे when I got a score, then I effectively, when I got 99.7, I thought कि ठीक है चलो MBA कर लेते हैं, but I had no plans of doing an MBA earlier, right? So I got a good score. I got 100 in QA also, and then I thought that let me do an MBA. If I have the opportunity, why not? बहुत सारे लोगों ने बोला कि यार अच्छे colleges मिल रहे हैं तो MBA कर लेते हैं. So then I did the MBA, and then I worked for a couple of years, and then I went back to my passion, which is teaching. That is how it has been, and so far it has been brilliant. This year we have had some really amazing outcomes. We had Shiva, who got a 99.95 in CAT, and we had more than 22 people who got a 99.5 plus. We also had Deshna, who got a 299 in NMAT, which is nearly 100 percentile. I believe that it's top 3 in the country also. I haven't come across any score which is more than 299 right now in NMAT. So similarly, Snap we had a 99.95, Zat also we had 99.9, and most importantly we had more than 46 students who moved from less than a 75 percentile to more than 95 percentile. That is something which I count as a greater success, because if you show confidence in people, they tend to perform. That is the core learning from the last year.
Thank you so much for the insights, sir, and we'll be back soon. Stay tuned.
Thank you so much everybody. God bless. Bye bye.